The present perfect tense. When learning English, it can be tempting to use simple past tense in place of present perfect tense. It's important that we don't. In this video, we'll look at why present perfect is important, as well as when we use it and how it's formed. Let's begin with how we form present perfect tense. Depending on the subject, we use either have or has along with the past participle of a verb. Forming a past participle is usually as simple as adding ed to the end of a verb. For example, finished, laughed, or climbed. But there are also many irregular verbs to be aware of. For example, been, gone, or broken. Here are some examples of sentences in present perfect. Each sentence uses the auxiliary verb has or have, along with a past participle. Notice this sentence is written in the negative form, so it uses have not and then the past participle. Now we know how to form present perfect, let's move on to the purpose of present perfect. To do this, it's important that we first revisit simple past tense. Simple past shows an action started in the past and finished in the past. Present perfect, however, is used to show an action started in the past but has a connection with, or a consequence in, the present. Whereas the focus of simple past is on the fact that an action happened and has been completed, the focus of present perfect is on the present. To understand what this means, let's compare two sentences, one simple past and the other present perfect. Simple past tells us he was married for a 10-year period, but that has ended and he's not married anymore. Present perfect tells us that he got married 10 years ago and he is still married in the present. We're going to look at 5 common situations present perfect tense is used. Number 1. Present perfect is used for events we expect to happen but haven't happened yet. For example, we have not studied for the test. The use of present perfect implies that at some point we expect to study. The word yet is often used in sentences like this. We haven't studied yet. Listen to the difference if we were to use simple past. We did not study for the test. This implies that the opportunity to study has gone and no studying can happen. Number 2. Present perfect is used for accomplishments and events that have occurred during unfinished time periods. For example, Ali has sold 5 cars so far this month. This is an accomplishment for Ali, and the month is not over, so he may even sell a 6th car. Another example. I have already been to the gym twice this week. Both examples show an unfinished time period. Number 3. Present perfect is used to refer to durations of time from the past to the present. For example, she's lived at the beach for a year. Note that the contraction she's has been used in place of she has. If simple past were used, it would indicate that she no longer lives there. Number 4. Present perfect can also be used to show change over time. For example, your speaking has really improved this year. You might have noticed that unfinished time words like this year, today, this week, and so far are often used with present perfect. Number 5. We use present perfect to focus on the current result or consequence of an action in the past. For example, Maria walked to work because she has lost her car keys. And Jeff is frustrated that he has forgotten his password. The focus of each of these sentences is the present consequence of the action that happened in the past. Let's go back to these 5 present perfect sentences from the beginning of the lesson. See if you can match each sentence to one of the 5 situations in which present perfect is used. Pause here while you work. Let's check the answers. She has matured a lot this year. Present perfect is used here to show change over time. Tim has worked 9 hours so far today. This is an example of an event that's occurred during an unfinished time period. We have not finished the project. This is an expected but uncompleted action. I can't swim because I have broken my leg. This is a current consequence of a past action. They have been friends for a long time. This shows a duration of time, from past to present. It's time for another activity. Choose whether to use simple past or present perfect, and then fill in the blanks to complete the sentences. Pause here while you work. Let's see how you went. Number 1. Last Saturday they swam in the pool. Here we use simple past because the action began and ended in the past, last Saturday. In number 2, the unfinished time period this year tells us we need present perfect. She has been to Italy twice this year. In number 3, the word yet tells us this is an expected but uncompleted action. This means present perfect is used. I have not heard their latest song yet. Number 4 refers to a finished time period, so we must use simple past. She recorded 3 videos last week. Number 5 shows a duration of time from the past, Thursday, to the present. It should be written in present perfect. We are worried. We have not seen Bingo since Thursday. Number 6 shows change over time. We need to use present perfect. My niece has grown a lot this year. Now have a go at writing some of your own sentences in present perfect. Try writing one for each of the 5 situations we looked at. If you like, share your sentences in the comments. Hope to see you soon for the next lesson.